Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Owen here. Today we are going to be hopping into the GT Goku event missions, trying to get done all of them. Here you see we have the Universe 7 team, the Reps of U7 team to be specific. This one is definitely one of the easier ones. I brought the items just in case, but I did kind of have in my mind when we got to a certain point where I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go for the no item run. Worst case scenario, we'll reset because I was already on like attempt number 3. I'm having some audio issues. So I would have had this out a lot earlier, about 12 hours ago or so, but just with video corrupting and audio issues, I just have not been able to get the video out in a timely manner. So I'm in here in post doing the post-run commentary, which is usually not the style that I like to do, but so be it. I'm just gonna make sure, like I said, I don't want to get 5 minutes into this recording. So while you see these animations playing out real quick, I'm just going to cut this audio, but not that you're not going to notice any difference. But I'm going to really quickly make sure that my voice isn't high-pitched like it was in the original OG recording.
I sounded like this, and for some reason when I was talking, so
I want to make sure that I don't sound like that when, for 20 minutes as I'm recording this video. So, like I said, you're not going to notice anything, but there's going to be a quick cut in the audio, so I will be right back. Okay, so now that I have all my audio issues figured out, we can start banging out some of these missions. So, like I said, this here is the Reps of Universe 7 team. Basically, what the strat I go for is let the int UI Goku stack as long as we can, and then the physical, and then have the other stackers, the physical Frieza and the physical UI Goku, are just they're floating, they're stacking defensively, and the first run that I did, it was like, okay, let's put the floaters in the raid main rotation so that we can have like maximum or defense towards the end. But we stalled out too long and ended up dying with the super anyway. So I'm like, fuck it, let's just go with the offensive approach. Let's use these crazy powerful top 5 units in the game, and let's just let those two go to work. We died with Goku and Frieza at the end in the first run that I did, so I'm like, okay, because I don't have Goku and Frieza, so I was like, okay, let's just run double Vegeta for the last phase so we can have all that all that crit power, just overall stuff like that. The thing with this one, like, I think what I can kind of do while I'm here, just for the sake of like having some talking points and doing all that fun stuff, that I'm gonna kind of bring up the Universe 7 wiki, and I'll kind of briefly go over some of the units that we have, just in, what's the word I'm here looking for, like, that we can just run in general. Like, this team is like one of the most bare bones kind of teams. Like, it's straightforward, like you can tell pretty easily like what you're going to be running. Like, so here's the list, right? So we have a ton of leaders for this category. I think there's 4 in total, 4 like main category leaders that aren't sub leaders. So we have we have 5. So we have LR, Goku, and Frieza, who are the 177%. They are the best overall leader for the percentages. We have AGL UI Goku, who is the best unit in the game, in my opinion. He is, probably the unit-wise, he's the best leader, just not percentage-wise. LR Android 17, not the best leader because, you might as well just run him on the team. I'd have to see. Like I said, I haven't done too much homework on this Universe 7 just because I just didn't have the chance to pull them. I got a Zeno animation on their banner, but of course it was the wrong one. But they lead 150%, so that is no bueno. You don't want that. Int Vegeta, same thing as Int Goku. His leader skill is actually better because you can run units like Tech Gohan and Jiren on it. But, obviously he is not as good as UI Goku, so, running 2 of him can kind of be a dangerous game. STR, Blue Kaioken Goku, that unit's a doozy, I'll tell you what. Probably one of the most controversial units in all of Dokkan at this point because of like just the mixed bag of results that people have put out for him. Some people will tell you he's the best thing since sliced bread. Other people will tell you he's god-awful, he's fodder, he sucks, no defense. But if you're going to run this Kaioken Blue Goku, this is the team that you want to run him on, right? Because he is guaranteed to get that active skill at some point during this fight. Especially if you're doing a no-item run, he is going to get that active skill. So that's really damaging. It helps out all the other units, raises the attack of your, the allies and all that good stuff. But, he just, especially if you don't have him at the rainbow level, defensively, he is just not going to hold his own the way that you'd want him to. It's tough. He's like, the thing is, like, with all these units, especially the Vegeta and the Gokus, it's like their link sets are godly, like AGL UI Goku, he's got Kamehameha, legendary power, godly power, I'm pretty sure, yep, prepared for battle, shocking speed, tournament of power, fierce battle, like that's as good as it gets for links, right? Like, because he's got all the common links like shocking speed, prepared for battle, fierce battle, So, like, he gets away outside of just running him with other Gokus, right? And Kamehameha is a pretty common link amongst Goku units as well. So, you know, you see me running him with the Int UI Goku. They link up just fine, no legendary power. I do have the STR UI Goku, but he just won't. He's just. I feel like he gets his bread buttered in Super Battle Road. Like, he's just not quite as good for these long events. But, you know, you can get away with running him, obviously. It just won't be the best thing. Like, I'm not going to sit here and go over all UI Goku's kit, but we do know that his link set is amazing. And then we can also talk about Vegeta's links. He's got basically the same thing, but just with a more Goku-based set, right? So, you know, Prepared for Battle, Tournament of Power, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power, Godly Power, that's all the same, but instead of Kamehameha and Shocking Speed, Vegeta's got Prodigies and Royal Lineage. So, you know, nothing too crazy, but very good. They link up very well, obviously, with themselves, but... or with the, you know, Goku with Vegeta, Vegeta with Goku, vice versa. But, you know, for the sake of this, you know, you can get away with any of them. And then we will go over, lastly, our boy Kaioken Blue Goku. He's got, if we're just talking about him sharing power or links with this UI Goku that you're looking on the screen, it's Godly Power, Kamehameha, Tournament of Power, and Fierce Battle. So 4 links right there, not bad. But, you know, over in a flash, Warrior Gods. So who's on Warrior Gods? I mean, it's definitely a smaller link, right? Like, you got the, Int Blue, you know, Super Saiyan God Goku, STR Blue Gogeta, STR Blue Vegito, the free-to-play unit, Blue Kaioken Goku and Vegeta, you know, basically all that other stuff, Transforming Goku, Tech Vegito Blue, Tech Godku. I mean, there's really nothing here that, like, jumps out at you like, whoa, you need to run him on this team, you know? There's just nothing here for Reps of U7 other than AGL Blue Vegeta, from what I can see. And, the TUR for the LR of LR UI Goku, and obviously the Blue Boys. So his links aren't going to work quite as well with the 6-year units, but it still can be done, right? So getting briefly into the sub-leads, you have Beerus and Monaka, Krillin, and STR UI Goku, the login one. I would not, I would assume you have a better leader than that in your box if you've been playing this game a while. And, you know, you obviously won't have the STR UI Goku if you did not play in the during the 6-year anniversary. But if we're being realistic, why are you watching a video for the GT Goku event missions when you don't even have STR UI, the login STR UI Goku? Like, if you're running a sub lead for U7, you probably shouldn't be watching this video to try and figure this one out, because you have no chance. There is a very minimal chance that if you summoned during the 6-year, you walked away with not one Universe 7 leader. So, I think we'll just leave it at that. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying it's very unlikely. So we went over all the LRs. STR LR UI Goku, obviously you can run him. LR Physical Roshi, you can get away with him. The Physical Blue Boys, very good. You see them in this no item run. Physical 17 and Frieza, same thing. They're good for long events. Not the best choice, but certainly not the worst. AGL Fitboo, not for long events. AGL Blue Vegeta, no. AGL God Goku, no. AGL Kaioken Blue Goku, no. TUR Tech Roshi and Krillin, or not TN and Roshi, very good unit, 40% support. Defensively can hold their own, but in the Int Super Saiyan 4 portion, it is going to be a little bit sketchy. The same goes for the Tech Gohan and Piccolo, very good units, but it's definitely sketchy. Int Krillin and 18, absolutely would recommend running them. They have a incredible ability in long events. They stack attack and defense, I'm pretty sure. Int UI Goku, 100%, 1000% with double down, triple down that you run him. He is perfect for long events, you know, with that stacking of offense and defense, or attack and defense. He has that transformation with guaranteed dodges that you end up getting in the, especially towards the end. If you get it before the tech portion and you can actually use it, the guaranteed dodges are very clutch. Int Frieza, Angel Frieza, no bueno, don't run him. Int Piccolo, nah. STR Blue Goku, the TUR of the STR LR UI Goku, nah. STR Blue Kaioken Goku, if you must. STR Gohan and Frieza, no. Physical UI Goku, yes. Beerus and Monaka, no. Physical Angel Frieza, yes. And Physical 17 is a solid option. But the problem is, if your health is above the certain threshold, I want to say it's 70%, your damage reduction is not there. It is 77%. So it is definitely a sketchy run, but it can be done. This no item run is not really like one where you can just get in and dominate it. You just kind of do have to get a little bit lucky. you do see here in this run that we do get the revival. I forget what portion. I want to say it's the second to last portion we do end up getting the revival. So it's good that we have it, but it's definitely not like completely necessary. It's basically like it's the secret little like crutch item that we can use basically, because you know revival isn't considered an item. I don't think we're gonna reach the point where we hit no revival run or anything like that. So I mean, just that you're just counting on way too much RNG at that point. So you see here we do end up getting the UI GOKU transformation in the STR Golden Grade 8 portion, which is definitely tricky, but it is I guess it's nice because now we have, you know, that offensive and defensive prowess for the rest of the fight. I don't know what's happening here with OBS. I think if I just keep going, I'm good, but my recording is kind of like freezing up a little bit. Usually it does this sometimes. So let's go ahead and close our browser. We've talked about that, and so now we can kind of just talk about what's going on here in this event. See, like my thing is like the audio is kind of like freezing up and my recording is going slow, but usually with this, you know, OBS still just go, or not OBS, Premiere Pro usually just keeps going. Let me go ahead and pause this and just make sure that, you know, the recording, you know, when I render this out isn't going. Yeah, Premiere Pro's been giving me a headache lately, man. But, you know, we got to keep moving, right? So just give me 1 second. Okay, so everything is good, but Premiere Pro, sometimes it just likes to be difficult. It was showing my recording going in like 2 frames per second, and it was going all choppy. But you obviously won't see that in the rendering. I wouldn't upload a video like that. I'm not that much of a scumbag, I swear. You see, sometimes with Dokkan, it's like, it's one of those games where uploading like these videos, it takes like weeks and weeks and weeks to edit, is kind of just like a side hustle. But like at the same time, you know, when I'm putting out these mission guides, I don't need to do like post navigation and transitions and all that. Like, you know, you're here for what the team is, and you know, if you like to watch and you like to listen to me, you're here to stick for the gameplay and background noise while I'm talking. I feel like that's kind of the format for most people. Like when it's like these Dokkan videos are like 30 minutes, 40 minutes long, is like you're not just sitting there attentively watching with your eyes wide, seeing exactly what I'm doing and doing all that. Like, you know, you're just kind of watching and listening to what I'm saying in the background while you're playing a game, you're playing Dokkan, whatever it is that you're doing. So, you know, I don't need to put up a Taj Mahal quality worth of editing, and you know, I'm still kind of new to the whole video uploading and doing all that, so I'm still, as I'm going, you know, I feel like in these short couple months that I've been uploading, I've learned a lot really like quickly and how to do it. Like, I've kind of learned that it is definitely a lot more like going forth. Thumbnails to me is the hardest part because I'm not the best at Photoshop, and I'm also still learning how to do like design and all that. Like, huge, I have so much more respect and almost admiration for the people that do graphic effects and do these thumbnails for these big YouTubers and stuff like that, because, you know, it's tough. Even finding assets for the thumbnail sometimes is difficult, and these guys put out HD stuff that's really good and attention grabbing, and I'm still trying to learn how to do that. And I like, you know, it's, especially in the beginning when you're starting out like this, it's tough because you're doing, like I said, I edit my videos. Obviously I don't make the music and the background stuff, but you know, I make the thumbnails, I edit the video, I do the recording, I do that. Like I said, I do the editing. So, you know, it's all kind of a solo effort. And then if you can outsource for it and make it just like make the overall quality of production better is kind of the end goal, right? Like where I can afford to have a guy make the thumbnails and stuff like that. Because if we're just being realistic in between, you know, spending money on stones, whatever it may be, I just don't like, if I'm uploading 2 to 3 videos a day or 1 video a day, I just can't afford to pay a guy for every single thumbnail. It's just not realistic, especially at a stage when I'm a channel with 25 subs, right? So it's definitely fun. I really do enjoy doing this kind of stuff, and hopefully, you know, the passion that I have for this game I can share with others, and that's kind of the goal, right? We all are here for one reason. You know, we all play the game. We're all here to grow and figure out the game together, and you know, part of that is like showing you like, hey, I can do this mission. Sure, my team has a lot of rainbow stars on it, but I'm also doing it with no items. So like, you know, you're doing the stage with items, and you know, it kind of counteracts the duplicates for units and all that good stuff. So I think that's enough for my spiel. We are kind of into the meat and potatoes of this event now. We are about to get to the final portion. You see, we are going through just fine. Have not gotten the revival yet, but I know it's coming very soon. Within the next couple of turns, I know we get it. So that's basically like the key. Like, obviously, like, you know, I'm doing this in post, so you don't know, but during the what's the word I'm looking for here? During the live commentary, I'm just talking about it like revival. So obviously we don't get it this turn because we get the Vegeta revival. So I'm trying to make sure, don't go too high on defense. That way we keep that HP threshold down so we can get that revival off. And I think what happens is the blue boys get supered, and we have like 260k HP, and they end up taking just a little bit too much. They end up taking 300. So that means that we don't get the revival, or we do get the revival. Because, like, if you see here, let me watch. I think they changed how the revival works, by the way. Yeah, so the revival thing usually flashes, right? Like, it makes like a little effect when you have it active. So you probably hear me, or I probably hear myself say in the thing, we don't have it, so we just got to get lucky. And I tell myself that, and then, yeah, you see, we have 270k HP, so we end up taking 300. So I'm thinking in my mind, we don't have the revival, so obviously Vegeta's got to go in slot 1, and we just got to hope and pray that he does not super in the second or third slot. And it's every time, right? Like, they always know. Like, these guys, they're programmed to know. It's like, yeah, he has that unit in slot 3 because he can't get supered. Let me just switch my super to slot 3 real quick, even though, because obviously I can't see it. So, you know, even with a couple attacks and the additional damage reduction that you get from this, it's just not enough. So fortunately, we did have the revival. I went to stop the recording, I'm pretty sure, like the same thing that I did on my first run where I failed, where I'm like, okay, let me just go stop the recording, and then I look up, and then, you know, we're doing a revival. I'm like, oh, wait. So I have to go back and hit the recording button again. So you see there, we had 270, we take 300, but Vegeta comes through for us. I think the way to know that you have the revival is that little heart, like that's on the side, like all where like the unit picture is on the bottom, like the little circles, you know what I'm talking about? Like where like your attack number is and all that good stuff. So this one, I like this. This is a really good revival animation, even though I think I'm more of a fan of Goku's, but that's just my bias coming in. But the I like Vegeta's OST way better. Like that's, to me, the Vegeta OST is a banger, bro. Like I love that OST. So I think I do both of the active skills right here. Like I'm like, all right, let's just get to it. We're trying to get out of here. We've got about 3 minutes left on the run. You know, with Vegeta's, I know the second one for Vegeta does a crit, and that crit is huge. It's like 2.1. That just basically takes away all his health. So, you know, we're getting there. You see that? We're almost to the safe point. So we're at 150. You know, like he's almost halfway done. And then, what do I do right here? Okay, that's risky. Because no matter what, right here, AGL UI Goku's got to take damage. So it's like, we know if he supers, game's over. Like, there's nothing we can do. This is like the one situation where the best unit in the game is caught with his pants down. Just nothing you can do. Like, it's out of your control, right? Since he can't dodge anymore, he has to get hit. So you got to put him somewhere. So I end up putting him in slot 3, going with the you know, because like you see right there, this UI Goku's putting up a 5.7 mil attack stat. So that's pretty good. And that does not crit. If we ended up getting like a crit right there, it could have been a whole different story. But obviously we don't, so we're still going. I think we have 2 more turns after this one, because I think I forget who gets the kill. I want to say it's the blue boys. They end up getting the KO shot. And because, you know, I'm just pushing my agenda with the blue boys, even though they totally didn't get me killed, right? So yeah, I think we got 1 more turn after this one. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe this. I think actually this is the last turn of the event, because we're gonna do the active skill and then it's gonna hit for 2.1. Because I've seen this a couple times now, because I've had to do this upload like 4 times. Like, I've just had such bad luck with Premiere Pro these past couple of nights, so I do know how this goes down. We do end up getting like a 2.1 crit right here. Then Vegeta, I think, only does 1 super, so the blue boys are sentenced to finishing the job. But with these next few attacks going down, this is another mission for the GT Goku event down. Right after this video is uploaded, I'm going to get right to, or as I'm rendering this video out, matter of fact, I'm going to be getting to the grade 8 power stage. So we're going to get that one done, and I'm going to try and have as many missions as I can scheduled for upload coming up this week, or for this weekend. And then hopefully by the time we do that, we will have all of the GT Goku event missions done within the next 7 days. I can, you know, almost guarantee that. Space Traveling Warriors will be pretty easy. Crota Body and Mind isn't too bad. It's just, you got to get a little bit lucky with stacking and all that fun stuff. But, you know, with Physical LR Janemba, definitely makes it a little bit easier. So we're over here having a fun time getting these no-item runs, getting these missions done. This is probably the last no item run I'm going to be doing for these. I've got 2 out of 3 so far, but like I said, I'm not tweaking about it. Like, it's not really a big deal, so I'm not thinking about it too much. But you can see here's the team that I used for the reps of U7 no item run. This one was kind of more of just a general talking point, kind of over commentary, because I prefer to do the lifestyle. But don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I'm out.